Oh, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. Actually, pretty beautiful morning this morning. A little hint of smoke on the air. I'm not sure where that's coming from. That must be coming from a brush pile, because I don't think any of our neighbors have a wood stove, including us. I sure could use it on a day like today. Sure would be nice to have that fireplace going. It's about -8, so it's not terribly cold, but I mean, it's cold enough. Cold enough to change the color of the grass, but we still don't have any substantial snowfall. That's what's bizarre. I don't mind the fact that it's been warm, but it's going to be warm. We should at least get some precipitation to come with it, maybe some rain or something, but we're getting absolutely nothing. Anyways, no luck there. Looking for some eggs. Carmen's baking a I don't know, some kind of a pumpkin cake today, so that's fun. I had no eggs boxed up already, but these are ones we washed here yesterday. We put them on this, actually just a bread rack that for the deliveries or whatever. Works really good. Flip it upside down, wash your eggs, and just let them dry on there overnight. And then we put them in the fridge. We let them dry just because of the cardboard, right? It would get a little bit soft and soggy. All right, that's eggs delivered. As you may see, did the old wardrobe switcheroo. I had the wife's bingo jacket on because I left my truck, or my coat in the truck overnight. Rookie move. Anyways, I'm gonna grab a chainsaw. I'm not gonna buck up any lumber. That wood smoke doesn't have me itching to do that. I'm gonna try a trick that my brother-in-law suggested and just see for science, whether it would work or whether it's all just nonsense. You chickens can come watch. So what he suggested to me was that if you take a chainsaw when it's frozen like that, cold like this, and you got a silage bale, that you can use a chainsaw basically to cut into a frozen round bale, basically just like an ice cream cake, and get your chunks off, as opposed to trying to peel it off with a pitchfork. In the last few days, we've been trying to peel silage off the outer ring of that bale, and of course you only just give them basically 1, maybe 2 wraps, well 1.5 wraps every day. And then it's cold like this overnight, and then the next day you come out and it's frozen again. So we're not making a lot of headway on that. So I thought, I wonder. So we're gonna try it. In worst case scenario, the chain and the bar get all bunged up and I gotta clean it out. It's not gonna wreck anything, but it might. it may mean that I gotta spend some time in here unballing alfalfa and Timothy and whatnot out of the bar. But we'll see. For science. We'll do it for science. Might have ran out of gas there, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, out of gas, but safe to say, for science, it's actually relatively ineffective. Maybe if the bale was frozen completely solid, but you get quite a bit of, I mean, I knew this, right? But you get quite a bit of gunk in here, balling everything up. So, mission accomplished, I guess. It wasn't a fail, I learned a thing. But that's not a good tip. It's just cold enough that I've got to deploy the ear flaps. Oh, there we go. Much better. I'm just going to fetch up a couple pails of grain there, and I seen the wife's got her burlap sacks wrapped around her little, some type of miniature spruce tree. And that's one thing that's got me kind of worried this year because, well, we've had no snowfall. And typically, if a guy gets a couple feet of snow, it insulates those base layers. You can see we've got all the evergreen trees for a windbreak over there. But there's no snowpack, no insulation. So at some point, at some point it's bound to happen. We're gonna get 25, 30 below. And boy, oh boy, are all those trees gonna get frostbitten and knocked back. I'm not looking forward to that. So we don't have enough burlap to insulate all those trees. So I'm hoping at some point we get a significant amount of snow, like 2 feet of snow would be great. I mean, at the time when it happens, I'm probably not going to be very appreciative of it, but in the big picture, that's what a guy needs. All right, well, that's sheep fed. Now I got to do the chickens and the bulls. So here's the thing. The wife asked me earlier, she said, well, why don't you just run 2 bales out to the bulls? And then you don't got to do it next weekend. And I don't want to do that. And here's the reason why. I find that if cows have access to too much feed, they become worse than sheep for wasting it. And it'll just get compacted in the bottom of the feeder, or they'll pull it out and they'll trample all over it and poop all over it. So then really you're only getting about 60 to 70% feed efficiency, or not efficiency, but like basically that's how much they're eating, and the rest of it's just going on the ground. With chickens, because chickens is the other one I got to do. So a colleague of mine, Mike, he actually gave me 2 big chicken feeders, great big ones. And so chickens is the other side of it. They've got those tiny little rings in the top, and that prevents them from wasting. So if they have excess feed, these little buggers will just sort through it and throw it all on the ground. But with those tiny little rings in there, I'll show you in a second, it prevents them from doing that. And so you can, in those bulk feeders, put in 2 weeks or 3 weeks worth of feed, whatever you want to do. And that's been a game changer for me, because before that, it was every day. Every single day I was out here filling water, filling chicken feeders, collecting eggs. And it was just, I mean, you think, well, you're already out there anyways, you might as well do. No, that's not the case. Because eventually those small little inputs, they just eat away at your lunch until you just get burnt out and you have no time left. And you want to spend time with the family, you want to go do an afternoon activity, sorry, can't. I got to feed chickens, I got to do whatever it might be, right? So cows can't get away with it. Sheep can't get away with it. Chickens, absolutely. If you got a bulk feeder and you can prevent them from wasting, why not do it? All right, so we're all cozy in the big Deutz tractor, Alice tractor. Deutz took over Alice. This is right around that same kind of period of time, right when the takeover happened. So there's all kinds of parts of this tractor, and that's fine because none of them work, including the heater. So hence why the ear flap's got to stay down. But we're gonna run 2 bales out to the bulls here, one for feed and one for bedding. It is that time, although there's not a lot of snow on the ground. We've had enough days of hard frost that the ground is probably less than comfortable, and so we'll give them some nice straw. I try to hold off typically, because you get that big snowfall and then all that straw that you just laid down is kind of just gone and wasted. But if this is the weather we're going to get, this is the weather we're going to have to work with. And so if it's going to be cold but not snowy, I mean, I wouldn't want to. It'd be the equivalent of basically laying on a park bench, right? So not comfortable. We'll get them a bale run out there, make it a little cozier for them. So while I'm out doing chores, Finn's actually down for a nap, and we really got to take advantage of those times, because to get out and get a thing done while the kids are down for the nap. Wife's home today, but so she's basically packing a picnic basket. I think this afternoon she really wants to get out and do a thing. I'm not sure what that might be, but seeing as though there's not 10 feet of snow or anything like that, it is about -7, -8, so still relatively mild for the time of year. We may take that chainsaw back out once it gets some gas put in it. Take that chainsaw back out and go see about roasting some wieners down at the cabin. Oh, the bull got the better of him. Said to stare him down, that's all it took. Snack time, boys. Another thing that's on my never decreasing list of things to do is this little shelter area, kind of a windbreak, but you can see over the last few months the wind has really kind of punished it. I want to reconfigure it a bit. So our prevailing wind actually comes from the southwest. The real mean wind comes from the east, but nevertheless, majority of the winter it's coming from here, and so you really got to just try and make a big C so that majority of the time they are sheltered from the wind on this side, and then the other 30 days probably of the winter time they may just have to sit on this side of the panel just to get out of the wind. But you can see some of the boards, quite a few of the boards on this side, just because of the wind pressure alone, as well as the cows rubbing on it, they've popped off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that panel right there on that side. It's all chained up, so I'm going to get that chain unhooked, swing that panel around over here and have it facing this way, and then I'll pick up these boards, and it won't be today. It's just not going to happen today, but get them all nailed back up so that we've actually got some windbreak here. All right, well, we got the bedding in down there. Took the core of the bale and I threw it in for the sheep. Not actually the core, the outer part of the core, because it all come discombobulated. But the butcher lambs, they got a little bit too. They'll probably just munch on it. They probably won't even lay on it because it was literally just an armful that I grabbed, but they can spread it around and lay on it. And that's everybody taken care of for the day. That good hot chocolate? Yeah. So as you can see, the absence of snow I was talking about earlier, I jinxed it. That's a good thing. We come down to the cabin to cook a hot dog, have some hot chocolate. Looks like we're going to be firing up the wood stove in the cabin just to keep the kids warm. They're squealing there. It's a little bit chilly for them.